Good morning, everyone. I'm super excited. So, Yella, yesterday we had the BBS in Cape Town and the brand new global expansion team, Senator Temba and his wife, Nasipi, was sharing their story. But it is like sometimes you watch somebody and you see that they are active and they're doing the business, but you always wonder what it is that they're actually doing. They are both from the Eastern Cape. And he grew up with very difficult background. Single mom's got a heart problem. So he would call it, was a hustler. You know, he would do anything to make money and was selling meat on the street and washing taxis and driving taxis. But he met this lovely girl who was also from the Eastern Cape. She grew up with not a bad background, if I can call it that. She wasn't really, had a mom and a dad. The dad had a couple of taxis, so he had a good business. But her mom died when she was in grade 8. So the dad was left with 6 girls, and she was the eldest. And then his business crashed very much after the mother died. So she had very difficult high school circumstances because the dad was struggling emotionally and financially, lost a lot of his business. So she had to help the father to help to look after her sisters, and was working weekends and holidays to help with the finances. And then she came to Cape Town. Well, she found a job because she needed to help the father. But after a year of working, she decided, no, she wants to study, because just doing a job for 2,000 or 3,000 rand doesn't help. She wants to better herself. So she came to varsity, but then the dad couldn't cope with her not making a contribution. So she started working while studying. So she went to the varsity lecturers and said she applied for a full-time job, but she was working call center, so she was shift. So she would juggle between the shifts and the work, the studies, and had no time. Like she was just running from either working or swatting. So very strong girl, really focused. And then met Senator Temba, who at that stage was driving taxis. So she was like, oh my word, no, I don't want a taxi driver for a boyfriend. And then convinced him to go studying as well. He didn't like the studies. So whilst he was studying, he was contacted by Nombasa Masetti from PE, because he was getting involved in other things at the varsity because he didn't really like the studying. So he was in the gym and working out and looking hot. And she pitched him through social media to look at Herbalife. He didn't have the money for the IBP, so he borrowed the 500 rand from Nasipi to start the business part-time now while studying to bring them daily cash. He made something like 3,600 rand in his first week. So very good work habits, both of them, and both of them lots of desire. So he started in 2016. But last year in June, they had 2 supervisors. But he was really much around the meetings. He went world team. He was a hard worker from day one. And so at the beginning of this year, in March, Sean, who's the Upline President's team, went to the honors. And everybody's talking about the fit couple. I sent you the story again on email. I know you got it probably, but I just sent it again. And so he said to me yesterday, the one story there, he could have gone home after this guy. You know, sometimes, like after the first half an hour yesterday morning, I could have gone home because ek was so flippant opgewonde. And so he said the training from this guy was mind-blowing. He's going to send me the video. So you're not allowed to video it, so I'm not going to, I'll be able to send it here and there, but yeah. Let me not talk about that. But then, and he started also implementing the quad trainings, like we are doing the focus groups, and launched this promotion to his team. So this is the Fit Couples promotion to their team. 30,000 volume, 30 people recruited, and you will get a retreat tagged on to Paris. 20,000 and 20 people in the next 90 days. So, or 10,000 and 10 people. I'm going to refine the promotion. I'm working with Sean on that. So I'm going to put a promotion similar like that out for the team around extra. Like lifestyle, 2 nights in the Michelangelo, flights or cash, whatever, something around 10,000 Rand. This is what I've got in my head, but that is now based off ons gaan nog daar aan werk. Okay, so that is the background story. So Sean came back, put the promotions out, got the team to just think bigger, get away from flipping 500 points, and ek praat lelik, oh my word. Anyway, so what happened to them is they started getting recruitment focus. And they started looking at what the Fit Couple's doing and contacting people and starting to talk to people, not just through social media, also live. But what they did as a couple is they started challenging each other. They said, well, we've got to get 30 people frontline. So I'm going to get my own 15, you get your own 15. So they would sometimes be in a shop or somewhere and they see somebody gorgeous or beautiful, and he would say, you need to go talk to that person. Like they would challenge each other, you know, as a couple. That I thought, you know, just sounds so great. So I want to also now in our focus groups get people to pair up and like challenge each other. So what I want to try and bring that into our focus groups as well. But okay, so now what their numbers were when they started in March. I think March was their first leg get team, nah, Charlene? March was their first leg get team. So in March, they recruited, they did their first time 7,500 points. We brought out the promotions also around, Sean made a promotion for his team, lifestyle, if you do 7.5, red carpet, treat out. And we started doing it at the BBS special table, president's team experience. They get shakes and we take pictures and so on. So we started focusing on seating at the BBS as well. So we have the tags and the recognition and everything that ties in with this, you know. So the Cape Town BBS is already talking the same language as well. So in March, they recruited 12 first line. I can't remember how many in the group. April, they recruited 13 frontline and 99 in the team. May, they recruited 17 frontline and 123 in the team. And in June, I can't remember the numbers. I'll get it from the other girls. In March, they personally did 7,500 volume points. In April, they did 11,000. In May, they did 12,000. And in June, they did 14,000 personal volume. Their team volumes were like 24, 29, 27, 29 in their 3 cuts of Get Team. And in their 4th month, they did 33,000. They're on a roll. I mean, this is like crazy. Okay, so they have 16 soups. The average supervisor does 2,200 volume points. They're 100% ordering. All of them are ordering. They already qualified for the vacation. And, okay, so, and they're very much focused on getting the people to the meetings and the trainings and the BBS. Okay, so they're very much getting the people around the fire and building on that belief. Okay, so what they do is, as I said, they have had already the Instagram with the Fit, Healthy, Active and everything. So it was easy for them to bring this in. And I think because he was brought in that way, they obviously were doing some of it already, but they just upped the game and said, right, every night before they go to bed, they've got to go and follow and look for 10 diamonds, 10 people that's like-minded, that post positive stuff, that's fitness, that talks positive, and that also maybe has dissatisfied. So they weren't just looking for, you know, the beautiful, the model, the people that's attracting people already, but they were also looking, say, for somebody saying, oh my goodness, these people are earning so much, I'm putting so many hours, and I'm like some dissatisfied people. Okay, so then, okay, so 10 each, they didn't like really got serious about their numbers and follow like, okay, that I said. And so what they do is they would go and compliment the person, and would say, you know, I can see this, and compliment them on specifically say what they are doing. And I would love, you look like the kind of person that I would love to have in my business, or that I would like to be a business partner with. So she used immediately leads with the business partner, and I'm with Herbalife, and this is what happened. So then she just comes with a story. So, and only once the person comes back to her does she really start explaining anything. So she starts a conversation, so if people come back and doesn't sound really serious, she doesn't really take the conversation much further, or they don't. Okay, so, and the big thing that also came back from PayMe and the other guys that's doing the similar thing, which is some part of the Fit Couples downline, is they say if their numbers are, if they start 100 conversations, they'll have 10 people that will come back. So it's still very much a numbers game. So that you have to realize. Okay, so, and then once they say they're interested, she immediately says, if you want to become a member, there's specific requirements that you need to be my business partner. This is what we require from you before you can get started. You need to have the startup money, 550 Rand for the members pack. So number one. Number two, you need to bring me 2 names of people in your circle of influence. So they tap into their circle of influence immediately. And 2 names of 2 people that you know that you would like to work with, that is like-minded like you, that is a positive person, that's the healthy, active lifestyle, and what we as a company are all about would fit with them. So you got to bring me the 2 names. And then start thinking about who's going to be buying your 3 trial packs. Who's going to be your 3 first customers? Because you're going to get your 550, you're going to get 600 Rand back. You sell the shaker and the trial pack for 200 Rand, and you're going to have 600 Rand in your hand. So you're going to take that 600 Rand and go and buy your own shake LOT at 25% at the warehouse. You're going to might have to add a couple of rands, but you know what? One of those customers will upgrade probably in the first week, and you will make the profit back. You know, if they have a money issue, because a lot of these people that they are pitching are students at varsity. That was with her at varsity, young people that really doesn't have cash, but that want to obviously have that extra income. So, and this is the only time they sell trial packs. They don't do trial packs anywhere else. Only the 3 that comes from the IBP. They don't, it's not part of their flow. It's part of their sign-up flow, but that's where it ends. They sell Shakeology. That's the program. You have to be able to taste customers, shake aloe and tea. You know, you get the people to love the aloe. So, cheers, aloe tea. Okay, so, okay, and then you help them, obviously, those customers to upgrade. You will have 1 or 2, maybe not always all of them that will upgrade, but that person will easily. So when they now bring their 2 members, that's duplicating, and also getting Shake LOT, they're doing 194 volume points. But often they have 1 or 2 upgrades, and the people below them have got upgrades in the first week or so. So they have people going to senior consultant very quickly. But what they also do as a support, so the new member, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the new members there, he's got his 2 downline, and obviously some of them will now duplicate. You will get a 3rd customer that, or sometimes from the 3 trial packs, also get another person that will sign up. And if they start duplicating, they immediately have downline volume. So, but what they also do in support, every new member gets into a WhatsApp group. And the WhatsApp group is called the 25 to 50% group. And the whole pitch is all her supervisors and her serious senior consultants are also in this group. They had a problem that the groups became too big, and so they had to change that. But what they're doing is the people get celebrated, like the new 25%, the whoa, 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 and everybody gets told, the other members gets told it's their responsibility to participate, to welcome the new people, to create an energy, and to, if there's any questions and they can't answer, they must jump in and answer. And they get very much celebrated when they get a farewell, because now they're moving to the 35. So the big deal is for them to move out of the 25 group, get to the 35 group. So now they see their friend leaving and they want to, so we're creating this energy that fits into with this whole plan. But the big focus for them is not to celebrate really. They're celebrating 500, but they're pitching 1,000. You've got to get to 1,000 points. When you do 1,000 PPV, that's when you have a good customer base of about, say, 14, 15 customers. That's where you will be making money. And they also have a promotion on people who do 1,000 PPV. So although they pitch senior consultant, 500 is not the number. 1,000 is the number. So they're getting their guys in the process of going supervisor to do 1,000 PPV. So what happens is by the time this person gets to supervisor, they're actually active supervisor, because they're doing 1,000 points themselves and they've got these babies in their group. So their people don't really go, and this is why their supervisor volume is so high, that everybody's got active supervisor in their mind. They don't, and they show them that bigger picture, active supervisor. So they, and as they start, right from the start, when they sign them up, they're pitching them on supervisor, building with the team. So when they sit down with a person, they really are laying out exactly what their journey is going to be and where they want to be, because they want to be earning 10 to 12,000 rand within the first 90 days. And then obviously they lay the bigger picture. So this is what their supervisors mostly all look like: the 1,000 points with the 3 or 4 members under them that's in production to go to supervisor again. And they also create a policy of reinvesting to the members in the process of going supervisor. So they say you're not allowed to take your profits until you're a supervisor. You've got to reinvest your money, get more products, start the skin, so they really have that policy as you really building now to get to where you want to earn the money, and that's to get to supervisor. And whilst you're going there, you're not allowed to pocket this money. This money is not yours. It's got to go back to your business. Then you're going to get there much faster. And so they get this, attitude within their team that they are not allowed to take their money until they're a supervisor. So the guys want to get there fast, so it gets this whole sense of urgency. Okay, the WhatsApp group I shared. So from 25 to 50, the group then leaves. Celebrate the arrival at 35. She says there's not much going on at the 35, because they only just get celebrated again when they leave to go to the supervisor group. So, but some of the posts they would reshare in the 35 group. So, but what she just finished with is to say that this is a mindset thing, that it was, that what drives you every day. So they do a lot of personal development. Jim Rohn and Mark Hughes, like just simplified Jim Rohn and Mark Hughes. And then also going to bed with a clear plan for tomorrow and not allowing any distractions. So she says, even if Sean asks them to go for a coffee, they can't go until they haven't done their talking to 10 people. Like they don't allow any form of distraction. So they put the goal for themselves, for instance, of doing, like the supervisors also have the goal. They have to be active. They have to do 2.5. So they might have some of their team last day phoning them. I'm struggling to do my job. They say, I don't have time. I've got to do 10K. I've got go work, go talk, go do whatever. I don't have time to listen to stories. My goal is 10K, and I'm not close to my 10K yet. So go work. So they don't, we're going to go now. And so she says, she finished off with this and just said, I know that I know that I know what is my future and where I'm going to go and where I'm going to be in 1 year and what I'm doing for other people and touching my community and changing people's lives. Oh my word, guys, ek was so flippin' blown away oor gister. So, and I think what I like about it is that they took what the Americans are doing and made a very simple African plan. So this is what I'm saying. I think what we've got to do now is, because it's that I can do this. I can bring 2 people. I can get the 3 people for the trial packs, reinvest my money, get Shakeality. So what does the team do? They're all selling Shakeality. It's not negotiable. So you'll have the 1 or 2 that's probably not going to follow it 100%. But I just think that, yeah, I think that with a lot of people that have been struggling to recruit, just getting that focus of really going out and talking to 10 people a day and do it through the new way of talking, because we used to do flyers and everything else, and also waiting for people to talk to us, we now go out and go look for your 10, go fish for your people, go and find those people. And it doesn't always have to be through social media. It's like some of us, I was just thinking, I'm not the Instagram fundi, but I knew I could always talk to people. It's just now getting the mindset of I need to go and recruit 10 people this month to go for the goal. So ek dink is iets wat ons maklik kan inbring vir die span, en ons het klaar die MIT, we've got it in place. So I'm going to work on the promotion. I'll get the finer detail. But I think what you guys have already put together is brilliant. So we can just tweak it a little bit now and get those pictures right. And obviously work on it as from here to refine. And once I've spoken to Sean tomorrow and got that videos and so on, I will share that with you as well. Is julle 'n bietjie opgewonde? Ek kon nie slaap nie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That sounds amazing, yes.
Yeah,
so
but young men, they already, like in this thing. It's so easy for them to do it. But you know what? Some people will and some won't. And so what happened to that whole organization? Their upline has now gone to 5K, and the Walelas there's a buddy line of Miltein. That's happened from this couple, that the fire was underneath, which activated the whole team. So yeah, let's do this, Charlene.
Els, can you just go over again? You're setting
Sorry,
three trials.
man.
The 3 trials are going out, and they're bringing the 2 people.
Yeah.
Who are they recruiting? Are they the 3 trial packs?
They're not recruiting. It's not recruiting from the 3 trial packs.
Those are customers.
2 hungry people.
2 hungry people. That's where they're recruiting. The 3 trial pack people.
This is the first requirement. You need to have the money for the IBP. You need to bring me 2 hungry people, like-minded, that you think that will want to do this business. And then you need to go and think of 3 people that's going to take the trial pack. So obviously you often sign somebody from the trial pack as well, but your focus is to really bring 5 people. So you bring 2 for the business and 3 for the product.
Okay.
Cool.
But she puts it up as, if you're serious and you want to do this and you want to, really add to your life, this is what's required. So they know this is, before they even probably really understand, but she's just sharing the story and showing their change in their business. But I mean, it's only been 4 months that they've laid it, like really, but they had the base. When he already was active world team, I think. I can't even tell you. I think he went active world team around the time that in the beginning of the year. Yeah,
Ek dink hy het in die begin van die jaar.
So he was active world team already. So he did have.
Unless hy dit gedoen het net maand voor die get team qualification.
Like over. It's the same time as Amarie.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she did it in Feb. So it's very much rolled into, but I think laying on the focus and the clear goal has just brought the momentum.
Let's just go over one thing again. So they find somebody, they're complimenting them on Instagram, say, I'd like to, I think we make great business partners, whatever. And then they start a conversation, and then that person's obviously going to look at their Instagram page.
Yeah.
And then they're telling them it's Herbalife pretty much up front.
Yes.
And then,
because if they go to the Instagram page, you'll see it's Herbalife.
Yeah.
So they say, when the person responds, they would say, you know, a little bit about themselves. They've got involved with this amazing business. So they would tell their story, and really was struggling financially. And now after, say, so many months in the business, last month the income was 48,000, whatever. And if you don't have the big story, then you will share someone else's story. I mean, we can use their story. Let me tell you about Nasipi and Sinatamba. Or let me tell you about this one or that one. You know, so it's fine. You could always borrow somebody else's story. It doesn't mean that you have to be the president's team member before you can recruit the president's team member. You know, so
but they got a website,
and they're upfront with that. It's Herbalife, and so the person that pukes them about Herbalife, they're really not interested.
Yeah. And have they got a website or anything? Are they using websites? Nothing.
I don't think so.
No, just okay, cool.
Only Instagram?
And only Instagram, WhatsApp groups, and then Sean has got a Facebook group. So they just become part of Sean's Facebook group. But the keeping that personal with their own WhatsApp groups and their own Instagram and that within their team is what they do. So it's mostly the follow through and the follow up is through WhatsApp. And then keeping the people around the meetings and the trainings and the excitement. So they're very much around the meetings. Yeah.
Then the WhatsApp groups, you're putting the new people into a WhatsApp group.
25,
but there's also,
it's a 25 to 50. So they're immediately pitching 4,000. You got to get your supervisor as soon as possible. That's where you're going to start earning the money. This is when the company's going to start paying you a check. So they from day one, when they sit down with a guy and sign him up, they're pitching supervisor.
And when do they take him out of that group?
The minute that they go 35%. They're trying to get the guy to go senior consultant within the first week.
Okay. Then, so what's left behind in that group are the supervisors and the 25%.
Supervisors and all the new members that gets added. So obviously there's a lot of energy. I mean, they signed up 140 people in their team last month.
Well, unbelievable. And then they move them to another group, which will be the supervisors and the 35%.
Then they go to 35. Then they're in the 35 group until they leave there again to go to
supervisors.
So they have 3.
So the supervisors will be 2 groups. There'll be supervisors plus 25 and the supervisors.
And some of the 35 serious guys will also be in group 1. So the 25 group will have some of the serious 35ers that's also working and you know, to get to supervisor, and the supers will be in the first group. And they explain to them, you have a responsibility here. It's your business also. You've got to welcome the other guys. You've got to wave farewell the guys that's leaving, because the groups can only take 250. So that's their problem. They've got to move the 25ers out because they've got too many members.
Yeah. And then the second group is the supervisors and
35. It's really the 35ers mostly.
Yeah.
They say there's not much happening in that group. All you want to do is leave that group and get your supervisor. So you
is there 3 groups?
You get celebrated. So it's a 25 group to 50. They call it 25 to 50 because it's the mindset thing that they want to get in there. The 35 to 50 is like an interim until they get to supervisor. And say the average, the odd info thing they will post there. But they don't train on the groups. And then they go into the super group.
Okay, so there's 3 groups. So you're giving them a fear of loss as the people are leaving and they're saying goodbye, see you guys.
Goodbye.
Look forward to seeing you in a new group.
Supervisor. Sorry, I'm leaving you behind.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
So at this stage, they have the entire 25% group in one group, which is probably going to be difficult for us that's got an older team. But I like I love the recognition and the idea behind that, because it's supporting everything else that they're doing.
Then they're bringing them to the BBSs and the trainings. Aren't their minds being a bit polluted over there with all other stuff? They don't mind that.
No, because our BBS is very simple.
Yeah.
It's just celebrating customers, celebrating 500, celebrating a senior qualified producer, celebrating supervisors, showing the big picture of the vacation and the new active world. And, you know, like we recognize right for the guests are right up there until the vacation qualifiers are being recognized. Okay. So they see that big picture and the stories. I mean, the stories. We have 600 people in the BBS.
Oh my gosh! And did she have other team members there as well?
Sorry?
Did she have other people? Did she have some other people from her team there in the BBS? She must have.
Yes, she had. No, they've got lots of people there.
Wow.
But the BBS is supporting everything else. It's got the 7.5 and the 5K and the bigger, like special seating for 2.5. So the BBS is supporting everything that they're doing as well, you know. Yeah. So we did that.
What was the reaction after the training when you're speaking to the other leaders in Cape Town? I mean,
everybody is excited. Everybody was out of their skins. Everybody. I mean, it's like after that first half an hour, like remember we start in the morning with the first half an hour with TAP and Active World Team training from 9 till 10. So the numbers and everything was shared in that first half an hour. The leadership was so on top of it. Like ons was so opgewonde na daai eerste 3 kwartier. That, I mean, it created an energy. The kids came in for the meeting and the other leaders, some of your colleagues, under Brett, because remember Brett's team's also in our BBS.
Vats.
Yeah. And Sean and Leon and all of Brett.
What are they saying? They're excited.
Hulle is flipping uit hulle velle uit. No, everybody is super excited. Super excited. So, and yesterday, for the first time, I don't know in how long, we had 2 of Jean's downline that attended it. And I think they just wanted to come and see what the hell are we doing. We've got more than 600-700 people in our BBSs. There's so much excitement.
Wow.
And obviously now Sean's team has also got this point system with when you attend the BBS, you get 3 points. For every guest, you get points. So we've got a much higher attendance because they also doing that. And it's keeping people around the fire. So everybody's coming to the BBS with more guests.
Wow.
So let's do this thing.
Okay. Let's do it. Dankie. Baie dankie vir die share. Thanks.
Okay, now I got it.
You got it.